everyone, this is the training video for the 4th grade workshop. Since it's more interactive, you're going to see me stopping a little bit more and kind of talking through what's happening just so you have an idea of when students are moving, etc. So there might be a little bit more interjections from me. The only materials you need for this workshop is an evaluation and an envelope. You don't need any other materials for this workshop. If you've got a board to write, great. If not, you don't necessarily have to write the terminology on the board. Again, this is a 50-minute workshop for the 4th grade level, and it's called Acting is Believing. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for that. My name is Lisa. I'm going to write that on the board, just in case you need to get my attention. And I am an actor with the Merry-Go-Round Playhouse. How many of you remember seeing the show from Merry-Go-Round Playhouse before? Very good. So normally when Merry-Go-Round comes into your classroom, we're there to talk to you about a play that you're going to see, and then you go and see the play, and everyone has a great time. But today, we're actually here to do something a little bit different. I'm actually here to do a workshop, which means for the next 50 minutes or so, I'm going to be in your classroom, and we are going to be talking about the skills that it takes to be a good actor. But before I get into all that, I just want to make sure everyone is clear on my rules, but they're very, very simple. I only have 3. If you have something you'd like to say, please go ahead and raise your hand so that I can hear everyone. Right? Second is respect. I know we're going to have a lot of people up and participating, and I want to make sure that everybody is respectful of one another, so everyone feels safe and comfortable to participate. And finally, I know I'm not your normal, wonderful teacher, and we're doing something a little bit different in here today, but I'm still going to need you to follow all of your normal classroom rules. So if you can follow those 3 rules for me, give me a big thumbs up and we can move on. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Very good. You can put those away. So, like I said, I'm here to talk to you about the skills that it takes to be a good actor. Because acting is a job. And this is my job. This is what I do for a living. So just like any other job, it takes certain skills to be really, really good at the job of acting. So who can raise their hand and give me a job that one of their parents has? Tell me if it's your mom or your dad and what job they have. Yes. Your mother. And she's a nurse. Great. So what's one skill it takes for your mom to be a really good nurse? She has to be very caring and very patient. Very good. Who can give me another job that your parent has? Yes. Your father is a firefighter. Great. And what's one skill that he needs to be a really good firefighter? He needs to be able to drive the trucks and get there quickly and know how to work the equipment. Very good. And one more. Yes. Your dad. And what job does your dad have? Okay. He's a doctor. And what's one skill that your dad needs to have to be really good at being a doctor? He needs to know how to work all of the equipment, right? He needs a stethoscope, use a blood pressure cuff, and be able to diagnose people's illnesses. Very good. So just like all of these jobs that we just mentioned, actors need to be good at certain skills. And we're going to cover the 3 most important skills that it takes to be a good actor. Okay? And the very first skill we're going to cover is observation. There we go. Observation. Can anybody tell me where they've heard the word observation before, or tell me what the word observation means? Yes. Okay, you go outside and you observe the stars. So when you're observing the stars, what are you using to observe the stars? Right, you can use your eyesight. Very good. So you can look at something to observe it. Are there any other ways you can observe something? I'm not seeing any hands. Okay, so go ahead, everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Raise your hand if you can tell me what I was doing. What was I doing? Clapping, right? Okay, so I can observe something by seeing. How did you observe that I was clapping? You heard it, right? Very good. I'm looking for 3 more. I've got seeing, hearing. What are the other 3 that I'm looking for? Yes. Yep. Tasting, touching, and what's the last one? Smelling. Very good. And what are those? Our 5 senses. Very good. Now an actor needs all of their 5 senses to be believable on stage. Okay? Because an actor's job is to make the audience believe that whatever's happening on stage is really happening. So a director might come to me and say, okay, Lisa, in this next play you are going to be an old grandmother. And I would say, okay, even though I'm not old yet, and I'm not a grandmother. But I would have to become that character. So I would use my 5 senses, and I would go and observe someone who was a grandmother. So I might watch the way that they walk, right? They might walk a little bit bent over like this. They might walk with a walker maybe, and maybe I'd observe their face and try to make my face look like this, so maybe they've got some more wrinkles in me, right? And I might listen to the way that they speak, and maybe they talk a little slower and a little bit lower than I do, right? So that's the way that we create a character using our 5 senses. Also, sometimes we need to make the audience believe things on stage that aren't characters. For example, pretend I'm holding a mug, a real mug that holds hot cocoa, okay? And there isn't anything inside that mug, but I want the audience to believe that there's hot cocoa in this mug. How could I, as an actor, using my 5 senses, make them believe that there's really hot cocoa in this cup? Oh, I could blow on it because it's hot. Very good. The sense of touch. Wonderful. What else? Yes, I could smell it. It smells good. Very good. What else could I do? Yep, I could taste it. Oh, it's kind of hot, right? Maybe you could blow on it a little bit more. Would I want to do this? No, right? Because that would have, I want to carry it very carefully and slowly. Right? Very good. These are all ways that we can be believable on stage. So, is that my cup of coffee? Okay. So, I want to see how good your skills of observation are. So I'm going to go outside of the room, and when I come back in, I'm going to be a character. Now this character is going to be having a certain kind of day. Okay? And I want to see if just by using your skills of observation, you can tell me what kind of day this character is having. Okay? Be on your best behavior when I step outside of the room. Okay? My character was having. Yes. A good day. What told you I was having a good day? I was clapping and jumping. What did anybody else observe? Oh, you heard me saying things. You heard me excitedly think, oh, yeah, that's good. Right, very good. Okay, so that was really easy. That was really easy. So I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. Okay, this time when I come back in, I'm going to be thinking of a particular kind of story. Now, it's not going to be a story that you already know, like Harry Potter or, Hunger Games or something like that. It's just going to be a story that I'm making up. Okay? And I want to see if you, using your skills of observation, are able to come up with the exact same story that I'm thinking of. Okay? So be on the best behavior. Great. What do you think? What do you think? I was sneaking in the kitchen and took a cookie. What told you I was sneaking? What did you observe? Very good. You saw me tiptoeing in, moving very slowly. What did anybody else? How did you know it was a cookie? How did you know I didn't eat something gross like, bologna and anchovy sandwich? Yes. Oh, because I smiled and you saw me enjoying it very good. Okay. I think it is time for you all to create your own characters. So, on the count of 3, and not before, I'd like you to quickly and quietly stand up and make a circle. 1, 2, 3. So the students will stand up and they will make a circle. Okay. Very good. Thank you for doing that so quickly and quietly. So, you all are going to create some characters. Now, actually, before you can create a character, you actually have to erase the character of you. Because right now, you all are standing as the character of you. If you look around the circle, some people are standing like this, some people people are standing like this. Some people are kind of standing like this. Okay? So we need to erase the character view and start in neutral. Has anyone ever heard of the word neutral before? Yes, where have you heard the word neutral before? Very good, on a car. So if you put a car in neutral and you give it a big push from the back, which way will it go? Forward. And if you give it a push from the back when it's in neutral, which way will it go? Forward. I'm sorry, if you push it from the front, which way will it go? Back. And if you don't push it at all and it's in neutral, where will it go? Nowhere. Right? Same when an actor's body is in neutral. It can go any way the actor wants it to go. So, in order to get into actor neutral, to start with a blank slate, we're going to use a little magic string that is dangling right out in front of all of your faces. Go ahead and grab that string. Grab that little magic string. Very good. You also need to make sure that your hands are out of your pockets and you're not leaning on anything. Wonderful. Now you're going to take that little magic string and you're going to attach it to the top of your head. And what it's going to do is it's gently going to pull you up, pull you up, pull you up. Very good. So you're standing nice and tall. Now it's not pulling your shoulders out. It's not making you go up on your toes. What it's doing is it's making you stand very, very tall, very straight. Very good. And getting you into actor neutral. So I'm going to come around and look. Very good. Relax your shoulders. Wonderful. Relax your shoulders. Stand up straight. Take your hands out of your pocket. Very good. Wonderful. Now just kind of look around the circle. Everybody has to erase the character of you. Right? We have a brand new blank slate to work from. So we're going to use that little magic string to become new characters. So you're going to take that string off of your head, and you're going to attach it to your forehead. So instead of pulling you up, it's going to pull you out. Now who could think of a character that would walk with their forehead stuck way out like this? Who can think of a character? A gorilla. Very good. Who else? A zombie. Wonderful. Any other ideas? Oh, someone who hurt their back. Okay, these are all great ideas. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to get that string pulling you straight out. Very good. And think of a character. Very good. Get your character in your mind. Now, when I say move around the room, I want you to walk around the room as your character. Please just move in this area that we have cleared, okay? And when I say return to the circle, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And by the time I get to 1, I'd like you back in the circle and silent, okay? Okay, so get that string, pull you out, and move around the room. Move around the room. What character are you? Oh, you're a person with their back. Okay. What character are you? Oh, you're a detective looking for clues. Very good. And return to the circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice job. All instructions. Did a really good job with that, so we're going to work on this a little bit more. So everyone go ahead and take that string off of your forehead and attach it to your belly button. Okay, so instead of your forehead being pulled out, it's now your belly button. So who can raise their hand and think of a character that walks with their belly stuck way out like this? Yes. Oh, someone who ate too much. Yes. How about you? Oh, someone who's going to have a baby. Okay. What else? Santa Claus. Very good. Anybody else think of anything? I always sort of think of a car salesman. You get a car, only $100 a month, right? I don't know. That's what makes me think of. Okay, so again, when I say move around the room, I want you to move around the room with your belly button leading you. When I say return to the circle, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. By the time I get to 1, I'd like you back in the circle and silent. Okay, so get that string pulling you and move around the room. Move around the room. Very good. What character are you? You're a pregnant lady. Okay. What character are you? Santa Claus. Very good. What character are you? You're Miley Cyrus. Well, that's strange. Okay, and return to the circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. We're going to work on observation a little bit more because it's a very important skill to have as an actor. So I'm going to number you off. Please remember your numbers. Okay? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. Now about my 1s on this side of the room and all my 2s on this side of the room. Very good. And now I'm going to pair you off. My friend here, my friend here. Please stand in front of each other. You are partners. Here and here. Come stand right here. In a line. Here and here. Standing in a line right here. Very good. Here and here. In a line. Here and here. Very good. Will you be my partner? Wonderful. So this exercise is called the mirror exercise, and this is how it works. Team 1, please raise your hand. Very good. You will be the mirror. Team 2, please raise your hand. You will be the human being looking into the mirror. So the mirror is going to copy whatever the human being does. So just watch my partner and I for just one moment. Okay? So I might start moving like this, very slowly, and my partner would follow me just like a mirror would. Now if I started doing this, would my partner be able to follow me? No, right? So you need to move very slowly and make them very big movements so that your partner can follow. Very good. Okay? I've got a couple rules, 3 rules for this game, okay? Rule 1 is that the mirror only goes from the waist up, okay? That means you can't put that on the ground, okay? And it means you need to keep your feet nice and planted and only do movements from the waist up. Rule 2 is that there is no talking or laughing, okay? And rule 3 is that it has to be school appropriate. So make sure all moves are school appropriate. If you are not keeping your moves appropriate, I will ask you to sit up for the rest of the exercise, okay? The very best people can do this exercise very slowly without laughing or talking. And if you do very well, I have a super secret bonus round that only the very best fourth graders get to play, okay? So we'll see how you do. Okay? So everyone stand in actor neutral, face your partner, and team 2 slowly begin moving. Very good. I'm going to go check on everybody else and get it placed out, okay? So you go around and you coach the kids and make sure they're moving very slowly, make sure everything's appropriate, make sure they're moving the right arms, hands, all of that good stuff. Very good, very good. And back to actor neutral. Very good. So now we're going to switch. This time, team 1 is going to be the human being looking into the mirror, and team 2 is going to be the mirror and is going to follow them. Now, you did a great job in the first round, moving nice and slowly, and you're right on track to earning the super secret mirror exercise bonus round, okay? So everyone stand in actor neutral again, and team 1 slowly begin moving. You go through with your partner if you've got one. Very good. Nicely done. I'm going to go and take a look at everybody else. You walk around again, you're coaching, making sure that everybody is moving slowly. Blah, blah, blah. Looks good. Wonderful. Okay, back to actor neutral. Now, you all have done a fantastic job, so you have definitely earned the super secret mirror exercise bonus round. This is how it's played. Team 2 is going to start as the human being, and team 1 is going to be the mirror. And then you will start moving like we did before, but at some point you will hear my voice and only my voice say switch. So when you hear me say switch, you hold your exact position. You don't drop your hands from where you were, but now team 1 is going to be leading you. So then team 1 starts leading, then you hear me say switch. When you hear me say that, then now team 2 is going to start leading again. Okay? So we're going to say switch, 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 and you have to be listening and observing so that you know the switch. Okay? So everyone's starting in actor neutral, and team 2 begin moving. Switch, 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 switch. So you go through the exercise again, and you kind of increase your switches towards the end. Everybody gets goofy crazy. Super fun. Okay, very good job, everybody. Go ahead and take a seat facing me this direction. Nicely done. So who can raise your hand and tell me what that exercise was like for you? It was hard. Why was it hard? Because your teammate was moving kind of quickly. Yeah, you have to move very, very slowly. Who else wants to share how that exercise was for you? Yes. It was fun. You enjoyed it. What did you like about it? Oh, you liked that it really felt like you were looking in a mirror. Very cool. Yeah. That meant you and your teammate were really observing each other and doing a nice job of working together. Very good. So that's observation. The second skill we're going to work on is cooperation. Anyone tell me what cooperation means? Yes, it means to work together, teamwork. Okay? Now, why do you think an actor needs to be able to work as a team? Isn't it just about the star actor, and it's all about them, and they don't need to work with anybody else? No, it's not about that. Why? Because there's a lot of other people that actor has to work with. Exactly. They have to work with the director. They have to work with other actors on stage. They need to work with the costume designer, the lighting designer. They have to work with the box office staff, and you have to work with the ushers and stage managers and run crew. There's so many people that an actor needs to interact with. And I work professionally in the theater, and I know that there's a lot of people that don't get jobs and don't get acting jobs because they're not nice people. And word gets around to other directors. They say, well, you don't want to work with this person because they're not a team player. They don't know how to work with others. And so it's very important as an actor to be kind, but also to be able to work as a team. So I want to see how well you as a class can cooperate. So I have some tasks that I need you to complete. Now these tasks would be very easy to complete if you were allowed to talk, but I'm not going to allow you to talk. They would also be easy to complete if you could take someone and move them and put them where you wanted them, but you're not going to be allowed to do that either. Okay? The first task that I'm going to give you is just a warm-up, just to kind of get everybody working together. And then after that, I will time you to see how quickly you can complete these tasks. Okay? So, I will tell you go, and that's when I want you to start your first task. If I say freeze, you need to freeze exactly where you are. Okay? Because that means I heard talking, or I stopped pushing or pulling or moving someone. Okay? So when we're really counting and really timing, that means the time is going to keep going. You're adding a lot of time onto your score, but you have to be frozen, okay? So don't push, pull, or talk. Okay? So this one's just a warm-up. So when I say go, not before, I'd like you to get in a line from tallest to shortest. Go. So then you let them get into their line. Watch, make sure that they're all doing a good job. Very good. Nicely done. Okay, so now we are actually going to time. This next task, when I say go, I would like you to create a circle with an X in the middle. Okay, and go. Okay, so make sure you really look at the clock and take your time so that even if you kind of get lost on the timing, that you kind of at least look like you're timing. Yeah. So you watch and you say, okay, you're almost there, oh, you did it, and that took you about 25 seconds. Very good. Now your final task that I would like you to complete is I would like you to make my initials, which are LM. And go. So you let them go. If they're talking, pushing, pulling, remembering to say freeze. Watching them, not really coaching, letting them sort of work together on their own. And stop. Very good. That was about 25 seconds, so nicely done. Give yourself a big round of applause, and go ahead and take a seat. Great. Really nice cooperation. How was that for you all? Can you talk about how that exercise was for you? Yes. It was frustrating. Why was it frustrating? Because you weren't able to talk. Yeah, it would have been much easier if you could have told someone, no, you're supposed to be over there, right? How was it for someone else? Yes. It was hard. Why is it hard? Because you thought you knew where everybody should be and nobody was listening to you, and it's hard to communicate, right? You were using all your body language, nonverbal communication to try to help tell people, what you think is right. Very good. So our final skill is concentration. Who can raise their hand and tell me what concentration means or what it means to concentrate? Yes. Focus. Very good. Now, why do you think an actor needs to be able to focus? Because if there's stuff happening out in the audience, a baby crying, a cell phone ringing, you have to be able to stay focused and stay in the moment, right? So you don't forget your lines. Okay? Anybody else have another idea of why you need to be able to focus? Yes. Exactly, yeah. If another actor is counting on you to be somewhere, to hand them a prop, or to say a line and you forget, you can mess up the whole play. Exactly. Excuse me. So, we're going to play a game to work on concentration. And this game is called House, Tree, Neighbor. So on the count of three, I'd like you to quickly and quietly stand up and make a circle. 1, 2, 3. Very good. So you get them into a circle again. Wonderful. Now this game is called House, Tree, Neighbor. And this is how it works. I am a sculptor. Okay? And I like to make sculptures of three very specific things. The first sculpture that I like to make is called house. Now my sculpture of house, as well as my other two sculptures, always take three people. So if I pointed at you, you would be the center of my house, and you would make a window that looks like this. Okay? Very good. And my friend on the other side here, you will put your arms up and make one side of the roof like this. Very good. And you will make the other side of the roof going this way, like this. Very good. Does everyone see my sculpture of house? Wonderful. Or I might say tree. You can put your hands down. If I said tree to you, your hands would go straight up like this. And on this side, your hands would go up to the side like this to make branches. And on this side, you make a C going up this way to make branches going the other way. Does everyone see my sculpture of tree? Very good. You can put your hands down. Or I might say neighbor. If I said neighbor to you, you would cross your arms in front of you like this. You on this side would grab this hand like you're going to shake it, but don't really. And you on this side would grab my other hand like you're going to shake it, but don't really shake it. Very good. Does everyone see my sculpture of neighbor? Very good. So I might say house, I might say tree, I might say neighbor. Now this is where it gets tricky. I am not a patient sculptor. I am only going to give to the count of 3 for you and your teammates to make my sculpture. Now your teammates are always going to be changing depending who the middle of the sculpture is. So who are your teammates? You and you, right? Who are your teammates? You and you, right? The teams are always going to be changing depending on who's the middle. You have to be using observation and cooperation for this one, right? So you're going to be using actually all three of our skills for this game, okay? So we're going to practice making the sculptures first just so that you can get a feeling for them, okay? House, yep, center, roof, very good. Put your hands down. Tree, up, C, very good. And neighbor, cross, grab hand, very good. So you go through the sculptures, let them practice. Okay, now we're going to play for real. If you are eliminated, don't be a forced sport, just go take a seat on the outside of the circle. If there's time, we'll play again, okay? So let's keep our fingers crossed for that, okay? Now, here's the other thing. As you get better at making the sculptures, I'm going to talk faster. Okay, so be prepared for that. Here we go. Okay, everyone ready? Game faces on? Very good. And house. 1, 2, 3. Neighbor. 1, 2, 3. Tree. 1, 2, 3. House. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you get it. So you go through. Somebody doesn't get it correct. You say, oh, womp, womp, womp. Go ahead and take a seat on the outside of the circle. Fill in the circle. Let's keep playing. Okay, so you go through, you play again until you have only 3 students left, and those are your 3 winners. Very good, very good. Everyone come take a seat here. Sorry, we don't have time to play again. Okay? Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. These 3 skills, observation, cooperation, concentration, are not just good if you want to be an actor. They are good for any dream job that you might have. So can anyone raise their hand and tell me a dream job that you might have? Yes. A wrestler. And what's one of these skills that you think a wrestler might use the most? Concentration. You really need to focus to be able to win the match. What's another dream job? Yes. All your dream is to work at Merry-Go-Round Playhouse. Okay, so your dream is to be an actor. So you need to use all 3 of these, right? One last dream job. Yes. Okay, you want to be a teacher. Very good. And what skill do you think a teacher would use most? I think they use all 3. You're correct. They use all 3 very often. So, don't wait until you're as old as I am to start working on these skills, okay? Because if you start working on these skills right now, when it's time for you to go out and get your dream job, whether it's in acting or whether it's in a different career field, you will be really ready and prepared to get that job. Thank you for being such a wonderful class. Do you all have any questions for me? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much. I've had a wonderful time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.